Alignment and culture, part 2. Let's talk about culture. Let's talk about how we use our performance measurement system here at Service Express to create a great culture. And that's something that sometimes confuses people. I get a lot of questions around how can you measure everything and be so about the numbers and growth and performance and still have a great culture, because so many organizations do that wrong. They only drive, I've talked about this before, only drive for performance. They don't care about the person. And if you don't hit your numbers, you get beat up on them. So it really forces people to maybe try to manipulate the numbers. I talked about this recently around customer service, about manipulating the numbers, and that doesn't help anything, doesn't tell you anything. And so we talked about how our SR5 performance measurement system helps create alignment within the company. Now, let's talk about the culture. So for us, for me, as I define culture, culture really is about, I know the value that I bring to the organization. Okay, the company recognizes the value that I bring to the organization, and I'm recognized and rewarded for that value that I bring. The work that I do matters. And to me, that creates real engagement. Engagement is purpose for what you're trying to achieve. And then you add fun on top of that with potlucks and parties and ping pong tables and all the other fun things that we do or used to do when we could gather together, right? But that in and of itself is not culture, and that's a mistake a lot of people make. That's just having fun. Fun is a great part of culture, and we have a lot of fun here. But it's something deeper than that, more meaningful than that. And if you measure performance and people know the value they bring to the company and they're recognized and rewarded for it, that frees you up to have fun. Now, let's talk about that during COVID. So we have 90% of our workforce is working from home, and they have been since we sent everybody home in mid-March like everybody else did. And look, working from home and having people work from home is not a natural element for me as the CEO, right? I like coming in the office. I'm in the office now. I social distance. I can keep my distance here, but I like coming into work. I like my routine of CrossFit in the morning and coming to the office and work and then go home. I got about a 20-minute commute each way. I like that time of transition. It works for me. And of course, that's how I grew up doing it, because we didn't have this opportunity to work from home. So it's not a natural thing for me. I'm not against it. In fact, we've had to do it, and we're doing it really well. So what makes me comfortable with it, what makes me okay with it right now, is because we have our performance measurement system. We have our scorecards. We have our ROIs. We have our 515s that I talked about. I can tell how we're performing as a company. I can tell how individuals are performing during this time of COVID, right? I see our teams haven't really lost a step during this time. In fact, some teams are performing better without commutes and without distractions during this time. I spend most of my time telling them, and this has been a theme recently, take some time off. You can't just work. And I know we can't go anywhere. I know it's tough right now because it's hard to travel to take a vacation, but even if it's a staycation, time away from the screen, away from the computer, because just because you're at home all the time, you're working, you still need that break. And that's where I spend majority of my time talking to our company about that, because I see the performance that's happening. People know the value they're bringing to the company. They know in this time of COVID, working from home, how important their contributions are to keep us moving forward. So we don't go backwards, so we don't have to lay people off. So we can keep hiring, which we've hired over 30 people during this time. We can onboard them. We can keep creating opportunities for people. We've had promotions during this time. We keep moving forward. And right now during COVID, we balance that performance with that culture. But we always are balancing that. Just because we try to perform doesn't mean we don't care about our people. We do, and we do now. We want them safe and healthy first and foremost. But we also want to continue to move the company forward. So as part of that health is job security and achievement, and again, keep moving forward to achieving goals. And we do that through our performance measurement system. And so for us, that's how we create alignment and keep everybody on the same page for that, and recognize and reward them and show the value that they bring, so they have real purpose during this time. And I've been so proud to see how our teams have stepped up and achieved during this time. And I've told them, and I'll tell you, they've inspired me during this time. I have low moments too. Some people think I don't. I do. Frustration, maybe it comes out a little bit on these last couple blogs. Grief a little bit through all this, but my team picks me up. they pick me up, and they're keeping it together, and they're doing great things, and it inspires me to do great things, to keep going and keep leading. So I hope this helps all of you during this time. Be clear on your goals and objectives, create alignment, drill it right down to every person in your organization, communicate them to them so they know where you're at all times, and we will all get through this together. As always, stay safe and stay healthy.